What's up, guys? I wanted to give my top three Stephen King books thus far. Um, and so I have a tie at number three, and in the third position for me is Pet Cemetery, the ultimate dread experience. Lewis comes up with some decisions that are obviously very questionable. But if that wasn't the case, then we wouldn't have this nightmarish masterpiece. I think when King first came out with it, I think he was almost too afraid to publish it because, well, I don't know why, because he's always been the horror guy. But I remember I particularly liked the scene where Lewis is walking up to the pet cemetery, and the whole journey to get there was just so cool. So such an enriched feeling environment, um, and this novel gets to the point, obviously at that point where it's just so hard to even comprehend to think about. um, you just know it's coming, and that's what makes it so scary. Flashbacks with Zelda are really creepy. um, yeah, a goosebump ridden novel for sure. One of his strongest. I know a lot of people like his writing, said his writing is the most powerful in that, and I can't disagree because that's prime King right there. Prime. He was totally in his prime. And for me, a novel that I think was my ultimate, probably the scariest King novel I've come across, at least in my mind, is Salem's Lot. And I absolutely adore this book. Love this novel so much. Uh, the vamp in the window is just, oh man, just hackles raise. Um, I love how King came up with a basic concept and his kind of own version of, hey, what would happen if vampires were in a New England town? Just such a basic concept, but damn, does he do it so well? And this to me is the scariest novel King's ever read or written. Excuse me. And I adore this. Just solid 5 out of 5, 10 out of 5, just whatever. It's prime. It's classic. It's one of my favorite books ever written. Adore it so much. And the number two position, I have to give it to The Shining. This book is remember when I first read it, I was blown away by the ghosts and Danny's entrance into room 217. That was wild. Just the whole drive up into the Colorado Rockies, where Danny puts his head out of the window and he's looking at these peaks. You could just feel the wind, the mountain breeze blowing through his hair. It's just incredible book. I love how everyone is fighting for something in this book. Like Danny has these powers, which this power, which is essentially like a curse for him, obviously in this novel. And Wendy's stepping up to be the strong protector that she's meant to be, and Jack's fighting his demons. King obviously knows a lot about the struggles and the throes of addiction, overcoming your demons, and what a very sad part in this book too. If you've read it, you know what I'm talking about. I've watched my wife come to tears while she came across a certain part. I won't spoil. Um, just such a solid story. I remember I first loved the horror aspect. Second time I read it, I loved the portrait of a family the most. And the third time I read it, I was just very pleased with the novel beginning to end. At times it's not easy, but if you hang on and if you push through, when you get to that halfway point of this book, you will not be able to put it down. It is literally explosive. No pun intended, but amazing. Solid classic. Just can't really get any better than that, but I feel like there is, to me, My ultimate favorite King novel, and no, it's not The Stand. Um, for me, it's it. Um, and I love this book just obviously so much because for me, my main point that I want to say why I think this is the best for me is I just was so enthralled, entertained throughout the whole thing. I couldn't believe what King was coming up with. All these just nightmarish concepts, the kids at the baseball field got this mummy crawling after them, or mom's doing dishes. She hears her daughter through the sink and the bubbles and the blood. Just those little backstories add so much to it, and then the whole coming of age aspect of it's just 10 out of 10. King was literally on a roll in this thing so much. Like he's like writing like a demon possessed in this book. Just nonstop, so entertaining. I think it's 1,090 pages, 1,100, something like that. And it just the entertainment value for a book that's just this big. It's like I don't think I've ever read anything that kept me just so satisfied the whole way through. Big books can be daunting, but don't let the size of this novel, um, creep you out. It's just you won't be able to put it down. You'll finish it faster than a lot of 300, 400 page novels probably. Your eyes will be paying the price for it because you just won't be able to put it down. But just the ultimate King book, I think, in my regards, and it's my favorite to date. Hopefully, I'll come across something that may beat it, but I haven't thus far, for me at least. And thank you for watching. Have a good one.